We're back here with head coach Kai Ederverts from the women's soccer program. Coming off a 1-0 win, you're 1-0 this season. Thoughts after the first week?
Yeah, we were playing for the result. That was the most important thing on Friday. They play with 7 players in their attacking part of the field, where we only play with 6. The good thing was we were 3v3 at the highest point of the field, so what we did, we played a little more long ball, which was a little different than the Davis game. Davis game, we knocked it, kept the ball pretty well, which we were very excited about. The good thing about winning against Nevada Reno playing long ball was we showed we can win in both different styles. So happy with the victory. Wasn't happy it'd been nice to get the 3 or 4 goals, but I won't get too greedy today.
Both years you started off with 1-0 wins in your first game of the season. How important is it to get that win in the very first game of the year?
I think it starts with momentum. I think it proves to the kids right away what they've worked for the first 2 weeks is started to pay off, and it gives you a boost going into the next week. We have the same situation we had last year, where when we played a game we had the next 7 days off, so it gives us a good chance to prepare. So we've been preparing very strongly for North Florida, watching film, know everything about them, so we're excited.
You also started first 2 games of the season, actually 3 if you count the exhibition, all at home. How important is it to start off at home?
Yeah, I think for such a young team, we only have 4 kids who have played over 21 games in their college careers. I think it's comfort zone for them to play in their home stadium. But I think it's going to be key when we go to Utah and Weber State in 2 weeks to also put them on the road and put them in adversity. But nothing compares to playing in front of your home fans and your friends and your parents. Most of their parents have shown up. I think it gave them a level of comfort.
Looking back at the Nevada game, you played 18 players in the Nevada game. You got 9 freshmen in that first official game of the season. How does that carry over as you start getting further into this year?
Yeah, I think it's all experience. I think if we go back to last year, we probably went 13, maybe 14 deep in our first 10 games, which bit us in the butt when we got to WCC play. Now we have kids that have already played and will probably play this weekend and next coming weekends. Where now when we need them, and if we have injuries or anything like that, the kids have already played and they're ready to perform.
North Florida, upcoming game this week. Atlantic Sun Conference. Not a lot of people out here on the West Coast know much about the Atlantic Sun and the teams in that conference. It's the first time St. Mary's will play a team from that conference. Give a little people perspective on what North Florida is going to bring.
Yeah, well, North Florida is coached by Linda Hamilton, an ex-North Carolina grad, and I mean those coaches are everywhere in the country, and what they're known for is the competitive spirit. I mean, every player from North Carolina has won a national championship, so she obviously knows how to win. She's a great competitor. Their assistant coach, Molly, was the assistant coach at Gonzaga last year, so that's a coach who's going to know a little bit of who we're about, even though we've changed a bit from last year. And their volunteer director of soccer ops coaches the #2 team in the country in club. So they're a very competitive group. There's also the fear of the unknown. None of our players are probably going to know any of their players, and vice versa. So the unknown is a little wary, where Nevada Reno we knew most of their players by name and stuff like that. So I think that's the exciting part, which is going to keep our team on edge and give us a chance to really let loose and play.
North Florida hasn't scored a goal yet this year. They've had 2 games, 1-0 loss in an exhibition to South Carolina State, 4-0 loss to South Florida to start the year. They play at USF on Friday. Your team probably has seen scores, or they kind of know where they're at. What do you do to keep the team on track and focused on beating North Florida on Sunday? Yeah,
well, we usually demand the best of them individually. In our first couple of games, it's not us versus the opponent, it's us versus ourselves. And a lot of our kids are competing for playing time, competing to beat better players. I mean, a lot of them are still in their second college game, so they're still learning what to do on the field. So I think that keeps them occupied enough more than their opponent. It's also soccer. Anyone can win it any day, and ball hit a rock, ball gets caught in the wind, anything can happen on the day, so you never know. The 4 goals they gave up to South Florida were all after they had a red card in the 26th minute, so at 11v11 versus Big East team, they were 0-0, which is promising. We'll be at the game on Friday to watch them play, so you never know in the game of soccer. It's not like basketball where 99% of the time the best team wins.
Okay, Edwards, thanks. Good luck this weekend.
Yep, thanks. Go Gales.